Hello, good evening, and welcome. Hopefully, everything's working okay. I'm currently using the microphone on the laptop without any. Just bear with me 1 second. Need to turn the sound off on that one. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Yeah, it's certainly a case of if you don't use it, you lose it, sort of thing. But yeah, like I say, I was saying earlier, if you don't use the StreamYard, you certainly do forget how to use the setup. And what I decided to do was to unplug all of the headphones and microphones and everything else, and just use the laptop and see how that goes. So, like I say, thanks for everybody that came in a little bit earlier. Apologies for the quality of the sound. It was a bit. I did listen to a little bit of it, and it was a bit tinny, but I will endeavour to improve as time goes on. Thank you for all those that came in earlier on. It was an absolute delight to catch up with some people I haven't spoken to for quite some time. Paris, El Cid, and Miss Marlins. Good to have you all on board. And like I say, it's a bit of a giggle for me to do this. I was a bit overawed and surprised and shocked at just how well people have taken and coming back and subscribed. I don't know what people look at and what they seem to enjoy, but they do seem to keep coming back, and I'm very grateful to everybody that does come back and listen to, like I always say, my international or Olympic standard drivel. So it's a level that I'm happy to continually keep supplying everybody, and it's a quality of entertainment and output that you all seem to enjoy. So on that behalf, I will endeavour to keep the quality at the same level, which is mediocre at the very best, of course. But thank you for coming back. I'm hoping that when I play this back after this is part two. I can listen and compare it to part one and see which is the best audio, the best visual, and all the rest of it. But what I did find was that the output from StreamYard into YouTube was only at 720. I was hoping it would go up to 1080, but it is what it is. It's a free platform. The only way you're going to improve that is to get the paid platform. I'll look into that maybe at another time, but at the moment, I'm just going to keep it as it is. I'm quite happy to do lots of pre-recordings and putting stuff up on that, but I do miss the interaction sometimes when we do lives. When people do take the time to subscribe and watch what we say, everybody that puts up stuff as a contributor, people do like to watch, listen, and see what's happening. And I've certainly got my favorite channels that I like to go to. Certain issues that I've got with not issues, but my hobbies. Some of you know what I do and enjoy, so I tend to lean on those sort of streams. But I do like to keep an eye on those streams that I've been listening to. Really, when I first discovered YouTube, this part of YouTube, back in the days of lockdown, that's when I started to find other channels that I got involved with. Although I did have a YouTube account, it was only ever used for the internet. I think it was, what was it called? It was called. I used to keep in touch with people in Australia. It was a bit like Zoom. Is it Zoom? Skype. A bit like Skype. I used to use that, but so it's one of those here that I use. But I do like to repay or put into the system, because I do feel sometimes I'm not a net contributor to the output, where some people go on and they get a big panel of people, and they get a group of people that come on and regularly come on and contribute as well, which is fine. But what I do find is that quite a lot of those people that do go onto certain channels, they go onto other channels and they take all of their arguments with them onto another channel. So when you do get people that argue, like has been, like I said earlier, excuse me, on part one, this is now part two. Would you believe it? Two live streams in one evening. And so like I say, it's I do like to keep things to I don't like to go on anywhere that's shouting. You get more than 2 or 3 people that are talking over each other, you can't understand and talk at the same time. It's just one big noise, and I just turn off and choose somewhere else. But that's how it's been over the weekend. And but like I say, I thought this evening I would put my hand back into the fire, so to speak, and do 1 or 2 bits and pieces, just to really, this one is to get the setup right, and to see how I can improve the quality of, not the content, because you've quite happy to come back and listen to this mediocre drivel, but it's the quality. If I can get the quality of the audio to a decent level, I'll be happier. But at the moment, I'm using the microphone on the laptop. It does seem to be working okay. I've not. Nobody's saying you can't hear anything, or there's nothing coming through. But like I say, it's. But looking back, this is the first weekend that I've not been away for about 5 or 6 weeks, and to be honest with you, I was quite exhausted. To be honest, I didn't come home until about 4:30 on early hours. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't quite remember when it was. I had lots of things to do. I had to go out country and catch up with people I hadn't seen for a long time. Some of my friends that when I was in music, I do like to keep in touch with friends. And, you never know when they say, can you help us out, and do a few bits and pieces. And what I do hope to do is, I've got lots of, when I was full-time in music, I've got lots of recordings to put on. I will put them out, but I'll put them on private. And if anybody would like to hear those, I can just send the links out, and I won't get struck for any of the music that goes up on YouTube. So there's that to go up as well. That's interesting. And I do a few bits and bobs in my music room, which is another bedroom that I've made into a little room. I've got a couple of my guitars, and I think on YouTube, I'll just have a quick look on the StreamYard. If I take that again, but no, it's gone. But at the start of the video, there was two bass guitars. One is a fretted bass guitar, and the other one is a fretless. And I do use those quite regularly. And there's a little keyboard in there as well, 6-string guitar. But I will put some pre-recorded stuff onto the channel, so that'll be all on private. So if anybody would like that, once I put it up, I'll say if anybody wants it, I'll put the link in the one of the community tabs, and anybody, if they want to look at it, they'd be quite happy to let anybody listen to it. But yeah, it's all good. Everything's going fine. I'm pleased with everything. Thanks for everybody that came by on the first one, and we're looking to see where we go from here. with regards to what we do on the channel, it's like I said earlier, I was a bit surprised and shocked at just how much, how quickly it seems to have taken off, to be perfectly honest. And I was a bit taken aback. But thank you to everybody that has taken the time to come back, listen, and comment on some of the videos. And like I said earlier, one of the polls that I did put up, I think there was 4 options. I did read that out on that particular video, and the overwhelming one that was interesting to everybody, that they wanted to see more holidays in the UK and overseas. So, but like I say, I booked. I'm going to France in March. That's a day trip. Going to Mallorca in April, and again in May. So there'll be some more. There'll be some more videos coming through from France. And if you look back, I think it was about May time last year, I did a day trip to Cherbourg, and that's where I'll be going back again. So I know exactly where to go this time. But it was a lovely, lovely trip. For a day. For a day out. It works out 26 quid, £26 to go to France for the day. You get about 6 hours ashore. I think the boat goes about 8:30 and arrives back home about 10 o'clock. So you get 6 hours ashore, and it works out really, really well. I'm very pleased with that. The £26, if you have a day out, it's for 26 quid, people, you can be having a lunch somewhere overseas, in France, for 26 quid for a day out. It's got to be worth a thought. But it's I'm trying to sort out these settings on here. I can only apologize for mucking about. This is one of the things that we do. One of those things I said earlier, if you don't use it, you lose it, especially with regards to your StreamYard's experience. But I'm hoping that the quality of the sound is okay, and everything's coming through. But it's a bit of a learning curve at the moment. It's a relearning curve, I should say. And I'm looking forward to getting back in the saddle, especially with regards to YouTube and everything else. I'm just coming up to 15 minutes. It's was about 11:15 now. I'm going to keep this going now for about another 15 or so minutes, and I'll be listening back to it just to see the quality of the audio. I can't remember, I did this before, and I honestly can't remember the setup that I had to broadcast it before. This is one of the things I just said, that you tend to forget the best setup. So I do apologize if the sound isn't too good. I've taken off the background music so that we don't get any feedback and all that sort of jazz. And but like I say, thanks for everybody that's listening and that came by earlier. And this is, like I say, this is for me, is like a learning curve at the moment. And hopefully we can do something a bit more regular. And let me just see if I can put something on. There we go. I've just put a link in. I don't expect anybody to jump in. I certainly will be a little bit cautious because of all the problems that other people get, and I'm not familiar with making sure that the stream is secure, especially with regards to naughty people who like to show off certain parts of their bodies and have a giggle. So I just wanted to make sure that everything's working really, and it seems to be okay. It seems to be okay at the moment, and yeah, so I'm pleased with everything at the moment. But the only way to learn this sort of stuff is to get in the saddle and give it a go, isn't it? You know, you've got to give it. And we have our first customer of the evening. Hello, Emily T. How are you doing? Good to see you. How's things with you? Hopefully you're doing well. And I hope that you had a good day today, as good as it was here. And Tony, good to see you both. How are things with you both? Hope you're doing well. Not sure what the sound quality is like. This is all this is the second one this evening, and I just unplugged the headphones and the microphone. It didn't sound to be too good, so I just unplugged it, and I thought I'd try it with the microphone on the laptop. So I'm sitting in my lounge at the moment with the laptop on my lap and just talking into the screen while excuse me a moment while I wish you all the very best, everybody. I just poured myself a glass of cider, so just bear with me 1 second while I cheers, everybody. God bless, and chin chin. Yeah, like I say, I did the earlier. I had my headset on, and I can remember buying a particular lead that did make an improvement to it, but I couldn't remember if it was the right lead that I used in the first part. This is part two. I'm actually talking into the microphone that's on the laptop lid, so I'm not sure how good it is, but yeah, so it's all good. I listened to, I'm not sure if you caught up earlier. I did watch, I don't know what sort of channels you go on to, but I do like to listen to Wendy Wu. And she used to double up with, what's that lady's name? Jupiter, is it? And they had a falling out. And there's been a few spiky moments over the last sort of, I don't know how many months. The last couple of days, it's been very, I think I was listening on Thursday, and there was an old stream put up, and yeah, it seemed to have exploded, the unpleasantness, and I think the culmination of a lot of problems was that there was four guys, and one of the ladies went into somebody's pub last night, and all got a bit unpleasant apparently, and yeah, so this was going on pretty much all last night, but it surprised me just how unpleasant it gets when yeah, it just surprises me. But anyway, how's things with you both? Are you okay? Hopefully you're well and doing the rounds and keeping yourself busy and all that jazz. Yeah, it was Tony. It was apparently there. Somebody had there was a stream that was up last night. I'm not sure. I'm sort of talking really. I don't really understand too much of what happened, but somebody took umbrage of it and they went into a pub that one of the people that was connected with it, and they went in sort of mob-handed with four blokes and a woman, and somebody filmed it in the pub, and it all got a bit unpleasant. There was a lot of I don't really know what went on, what you could call it, a bit of a skirmish, I suppose. And, you know, it's all sort of culminated in a lot of unpleasantness and back and forth. And yeah, it just surprises me really where, but what came out of since Thursday was that there was a lot of unpleasantness between the two ladies that I certainly wasn't aware about, and it all came out over the week. Well, since Thursday night, and the sort of deep resentment between the two of them. You know, I'm not taking sides or anything, but you know, I'm just thinking. You know, when you get involved with stuff, and you've got irrefutable proof about what's been said and done, the other party can deny what was said, even though it was shown that the proof was from that person's mouth. And it's all been denied, you know, and you know, it surprises me really, but and it's all kicking off. I'm not sure what's happening tonight because I've not been keeping an eye on things, but you know, I tend to keep out of the way of all that malarkey, and you know, as we do, you know, as we only know too well if we get involved with you know, certain people, and we move on at the end. But it's yeah, you're right there, Tony. Yeah, when it gets into real life, it's all right saying it's only YouTube, but some people, you know, they do take it. You know, they go absolutely completely bonkers, and yeah, but it is what it is, isn't it? You know, and I don't know what the answer is. You know, it's I try to keep myself out of the loop now, and you know, this is my only interaction now, pretty much with YouTube. I do put the odd live streams. I've done 2 this evening, and I tend to do pre-recorded because you know it's so much easier to do a live because you can ramble on for however long, and you can't edit it. Once it goes out, it's live and it's done. But if you do a 2-hour, let's say, you know, like I went to Swanage the other week, it was about 45 minutes, you know, that actually went out. But that was probably an hour and 30 minutes that I edited it down. And it took, there was little bits you keep chopping out and putting in and cutting and editing. So that 45 minutes slot probably took 4 hours of editing. And it's, you know, it's hard work. Not hard work, but it's very time consuming. Whereas if you do a live, it's, you know, it's so much easier to do it and it's done. You can't retract it. It's done. It's gone out, and you know. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. But like I say, this is for me tonight. It's a re-establishing myself to get familiar with StreamYard because I haven't used it for such a long time that I've forgotten how to use it. To be honest, I've got over the basics on what to do, and but when you come to the last things that I was so familiar with, I've sort of fallen by the wayside on everything. So I do apologise if the quality of the sound isn't too hot, and I'm not sort of too good on the graphics at the moment, but I'll get there. But like I say, I'm grateful that people are looking in, and but I'm absolutely shocked that so many people have taken the time to subscribe to what I've laughingly described as this channel is full of international standard or Olympic standard drivel. And you know, but one of the things that does get looked at regularly are the travel. You know, the travel videos. One especially in Tenerife. I cut when I was looking at that. I cut it so badly that I uploaded it to YouTube and they bounced it back. You remember when you go into a supermarket and they got the background music going, and they bounced it all back. You know, it said between this time and this time, it's been copyright struck. So I brought it back and I chopped those bits out, resubmitted it, and it came back again. And in the end, I just thought, what I'm going to do, I took the audio down from the whole of the supermarket, and I already had chopped it about so much that a lot of the good stuff had been lost. So I just took the audio out and put some background music from YouTube on it. And that's what you know. I think it was about 45 minutes in the end, but it was a good. That took me several blooming hours to do that. But it's easier to do a live. You know, trust me. You've got no editing to do. You push the record button, or push the go live button, and then you just deliver your drivel. Deliver your drivel, and then you just end the recording. So like I say, it is on YouTube, but like I say, it's I've not done any of these for quite some time, and I'm not going to get driven or brought back into any past. I don't really want to get involved with anything that's gone on in the past. We just want to move forward, move on, forget it, and I'm quite happy to do what I'm doing, and this suits me. I do my bits and pieces, do my travel videos, my driving videos. Like I say, I'm going to France next month, so that'll be videoed. I'm going to Mallorca in April. I'm going back to Mallorca in May. I was hoping last weekend when I was away to meet up with somebody to make up an extra one person to make another trip to go away in March, which didn't quite work out. So if we do go away in March, it's just a group of us that go. That'll be one short, but it would be nice to get away in March. That'd be day trip to France, to Cherbourg in March, 10 days in April, and 14 days in May. Both of those are to Mallorca, different places. I'm looking, hopefully, maybe get another week in March somewhere. I'm not sure where to go yet, but we're looking, sort of looking to somewhere else. I don't want to go too far. I've been to Australia so many times. It's a blooming long way to go. You're looking at 26 hours. If you stop over at Singapore or what's the other place? You got to lay over 4 hours. So it makes a 22-hour flight, 26, 27 hours. And it's, you got a 12-hour difference in your time. You get there, you're totally bewildered for a couple of days. So the most I really want to go now is Tenerife, the Canaries. That's about 4 hours or something like that. Mallorca's ideal. It's only a couple of hours. I suppose I wouldn't mind going to Crete or Greece, 6 hours, but anything more than that, it wouldn't be something I would be interested in. But so I'm just looking forward to settling down a bit this year, because I've had really about the last 20 months has been very hands-on busy with stuff I've been involved with. I think I did say one or two bits and bobs before. I was an executor, and I was called on to fulfill my obligation, if you will, and that took from March of 2022 up until end of August 2023. All the financial side didn't actually get completed until November of last year. So it was probably 20 months of, and I've got to be honest, it was a full-time, what was involved, it was a full-time job. There was a property involved that needed to be completely refurbished. I could have got somebody to do it, but I wanted to do it myself. So I refurbished the whole property, gutted it. I did film it all, but I don't think it's something I want to put on YouTube because it's a massive project. I had to put. I didn't put the central heating in it, but I got a plumber to do that and double glazed. I had to double glaze it. But I stripped the whole property, took the carpets out, took the kitchen out, stripped the bathroom, took all the tiles out of the bathroom and the kitchen, fitted a laminate floor in the kitchen, tiled the bathroom floor, put a new bath, pedestal, hand basin, lavatory and cistern in, retiled the bathroom, fitted a new kitchen sink, units, breakfast bar, laminate floor, as I said. Painted. I stripped all the wallpaper off the walls. Painted everything in there. All the walls were painted neutral colours. The ceiling was done. So all in all, it took me about 6 months to get all that done, and it was not a 2-minute job for me to drive from here to the property. But there were times when I was on my way over and I just had to turn around and come back. It was hard work for about 6 months, but I got it done. And then you had the problem then of getting the property sold, which, as you're probably all aware, selling a property, it's not easy. You don't just walk in and it gets sold overnight. But it was a hard process to get that all sorted out. But I was delighted in the end because the property, when you open the front door, which was all replaced, all double glazed, it was like a new property. You walked in, it was like a show home. I was absolutely delighted with it. But that took me several months to do that. So all in all, I'm looking forward to having a year or so off and catching up with work I haven't done here. I put a 26 square meter wooden deck outside, and that should have been jet washed and treated last year, but I just was so busy working away that it needs to be done this year now. So once the weather picks up, I'll be getting that done and work here. So I'm looking forward to finishing off my own home and getting it all up together, because I'm about 2 years behind what I should have been doing 2 years ago. Yeah, so like I say, Tony, it's I had the opportunity of did I want to sell the property on behalf of the the owners or the inheritors, or did I want to put it on the rental market? There was no way that I've been involved with rental properties in the past, and it's an absolute minefield. You just don't know who you're going to get in that rent properties. Is it going to be a good tenant or is it going to be a bad one? And I've helped out friends of mine that have had properties, and I didn't. Well, it frightened me the way that some people were treating properties, and I had to film the damage that was done. And my friend was working in he was a chef. He was working in Russia with his family, and I had to video it and send it to him. And I said, look, you're going to have to, the mess that they made in there was unbelievable. But with regards to being a landlord, no, I wouldn't even consider that whatsoever. I just, in the best interest of those people that would benefit eventually, I just decided to sell the property. And that's partly what I've been doing over the last couple of weeks, is to deliver the the property cash value to the people that were named as to be recipients. So that's what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. That's why I've been away particularly. But but I wouldn't want to get involved with anybody that's I wouldn't recommend being a landlord. it's not something that I would consider. Not at all. Not no. It would be a no for me. No. Yeah, but there you go. Let me just get another quick slurp of my drink. Is anybody else having a drink this evening? It's always about 7 minutes past 11. Yeah, so they have it. That's brought it up to speed with regards to what I've been doing, and especially over the last sort of certainly since about November. So I've got a lot of work to do at my own property, which should have been done about this time 2 years ago, but it'll get done. It will all get done this year. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to having a few breaks, and yeah, but it was lovely. In December, I went to Tenerife, and it was so warm. It was lovely to get away, and didn't expect it to be anywhere near as warm as that. But I was at that place, the same place, exactly 4 years ago. If you look at the little the thumbnail of that video and go back down a bit, that was the same place I went 4 years ago, exactly the same week, and it was rainy, and I didn't expect to be warm at all, but it was absolutely lovely that week, and yeah. But like I say, I was just fortunate to be able to do it, and so I've got some holidays to catch up on this year, and yeah, and I'll be hopefully we'll be able to do that this year. I haven't seen much, Tony. You've been putting some stuff out recently, or I think I've subscribed to yours, but I haven't seen too much stuff coming out. Paris was in a little bit earlier. Popped in and said hello. Stopping with friends apparently at the moment. I did say to Paris, I don't get out too much with regards to listening to a load of stuff on YouTube, but I do like to keep. I've got probably half a dozen channels that I do appreciate and go on to, and but like I say, I'm not interested in listening to arguments and all that. So so that's it as far as I'm concerned. Up to date, catch up, and looking forward to start of the year. And was it now February? Isn't it? Coming up to the middle of the month already. 12 weeks, 6 weeks of the year gone by already. 10% of the year gone by. So it's all gone by so quick this year. So and also I'll be able to catch up with a few bits and pieces. In music, I've got to get back to that as well. But once I do get around to it, I'll put some of the stuff I recorded. I'll put that up and I'll put it on private so that if anybody does want to listen to it, they can listen to it, so that I don't get a copyright strike on it. Some of the groups that I played with in the past, I've still got some of those recordings are worth listening to. Part of I'm very pleased with what I got involved with in a past life. When I was treading the boards and all that jazz. But it's all good fun, and yeah, still keep my hand in. I do occasionally get asked to step in and do the odd bits and pieces, and it's nice to know that they still think of me, and in a capacity there's sort of average to be able to fit in with most people. So You know, I do like it. There's nothing quite like it. If you've never been on, if you play a musical instrument, there's nothing quite like playing with other people, to go on stage live, and it's even better when you get good enough that you can earn a living out of it. And I was able to do that for 8 years. We used to tour, we used to go all around London. We used to play in Bournemouth, South Coast. We played Wales a lot. We did summer seasons at three or four Butlins camps. We did a summer season at Newquay on the west coast of Wales. We did the north. We were touring all around the northeast clubs, several weeks, yeah, it was a completely different lifestyle to, is to earn a living from a hobby. It's unbelievable, and it's something I'd look back on and with great fondness. And we were able to, we made some recordings in the studio, and I still got those here somewhere. So, like I say, once I get around to it and find them, I'll put it on. I'll put it on my community and put it on as private link. So if anybody wants to watch and listen to it, it'll save me getting a strike, and be interesting to to catch up with people that say, "Oh, that's a bit old. That's a bit of old rubbish there." What was you doing? But yeah, it was great. It was 8 years of touring the clubs, met lots of people, lots and lots of people, and yeah, it was interesting lifestyle. Oh, your son plays there, Emily, is that right? Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I will do. Once I get round to it, I've got to dig it all out. I've got a lot of stuff on digital on memory sticks, some on DVDs and CDs and all that. So I will get around to doing it, putting it on once I get round to it. So, and the two guitars that I've got, two bass guitars, one's fretted and one's fretless. The Sunburst one is the Music Man Stingray, and the other one is an Aria copy. They're just lovely guitars, and I've got a little keyboard in there as well, and a 6-string acoustic. I've got a set of 6 hearts or harmonicas in there as well. So I'll get that. Once I get around to doing that, that'll all go on. And there's nothing quite like getting your rock and roll blasting out. I quite enjoy that. But like I say, it's what is it now? It's coming up to 45 minutes of absolute, complete, and utter waffle that I've given everybody. Thank you all for coming by. I really can't thank you enough to not only those that are here, Emily and Tony, and all those that came through early, and everybody else that hopefully will listen to this on catch up or replay, whatever. I'm so grateful that so many of you have taken the time to subscribe to the channel. There's no sort of leading content. It's a mismatch of lots of stuff, and for some unknown reason, for the last sort of 6 months, we seem to get regularly. We get people that come in and want to subscribe. So as long as I keep saying to everybody, I'm so grateful that you've taken the time, and I do appreciate it. And when people do take the time, I think you should treat people with respect. And I'm so grateful that people listen to, like I say, this intercontinental or Olympic standard drivel. So on my behalf, hey, I'm sorry about this. It just makes me laugh. So it makes me laugh so much that so many people they do come back, and pretty much every day I get new subscribers, and and a lot of people that do subscribe, they're from overseas, and but it doesn't matter. They all seem to it's a bit of a giggle. Okay then, Emily, thanks for popping in, and like I say, thank you, and good night to you, Emily, and we'll catch up another time. So it's 47 minutes now, so I think I've just about worn myself out. I've got a glass of cider in front of me. I've got another can as well, so I'm going to finish that off before I get to bed tonight. So thanks for dropping by, everybody. I'm so grateful that you've taken the time to stand, to come by, to listen to this, and hopefully we'll catch up on the next one. I'm not sure when the next one is going to be. I did say that when I did get to 500 subscribers, I would do a regular live. But I've been away so many weekends, and I'm back now. This weekend will be the first one I've had at home for about 6 weeks. I'm finding it's easier for me to do this at weekends than it is in the week. And when you do a live, it's like I say, it's gone 48 minutes now. Like, for example, if I was to do a 48-minute video somewhere else, to get it to 48 minutes, I probably need an hour and a half worth of content, and then you're continually editing it, cutting it down. Then is it going to be too big? Is it going to be too long? Is the quality there? Is the sound okay? And all that jazz. But when you do a live, it's just your voice you're listening to. So, it's a bit of a giggle for me. I do appreciate everybody that comes by. So it's Saturday. It's 18 minutes past 11 at night. So I'm going to call it a night, everybody. So thank you all once again for coming by. And hopefully we'll catch up in the not too distant future, and we'll have a bit more of an interesting topic to have a chat, and maybe get a few people come on. And but I need to go. I need to get myself a bit more familiar with StreamYard at the moment. Has anybody used Google Meet? Anybody use that? Just a thought. Anyway, good night, Emily. Good night, Tony. Have a good one, and we'll catch up in the next one. Good night, everybody. Catch up soon. Good night, all. Take care. Bye-bye.